Last week before you have to take some time away, what's it been like for you? And I imagine right now is when it's starting to set in.
It's extremely tough right now. It's early on, I thought it would be a situation where, you kind of understand the repercussions of the situation and you can kind of deal with it. But as you get closer to the season started, you go out and you play in the preseason games, and it just makes everything that much harder.
What have you tried to get out of this week, knowing that it's your last week before you have to take some time away?
Just really trying to fine-tune everything with our defense and, just really enjoying the time around my teammates and going out there and competing with them. That's the one thing that I'm going to miss the most.
Physically, you said you're going to be in the best shape of your life after those 4 weeks. Mentally, how do you kind of stay in it without being here?
Just understanding and continuing to stay in my notes. They kind of take everything else away from you. You can't keep the playbook. You can't keep any of those things, but they can't take my notes away that I've taken. So I'll make sure that I'm staying on top of that, watching the games from afar, since as a PSL owner, I can't use my tickets. Found that out the hard way, but just trying to stay positive and just trying to stay a part of it as best I can.
Thomas, what was your argument about not using PSLs?
We're going to ladies first.
Thank you. Finding out that you can't use those PSLs, I know you were really looking forward to even being kind of close to by when things were happening. What was that like for you? And I know you said you've been taking a lot of notes so far as well.
It was tough and extremely disappointing, to know that you go and you spend your hard-earned money to be a PSL owner for a team, and the NFL rule states that you can't use them, which I had no clue that was in the rule book, but it's tough, but there are going to be a lot of deserving kids that are going to be very excited to use my tickets.
Are you giving them away through your foundation?
No question.
Did you ever get an explanation of why that's one of the rules?
Nah, when they tell you something in this league, you don't really ask why. You just kind of follow the rules. That's how it got to go.
Look around the locker room. What you gonna miss the most over the next month? What are you gonna miss the most around the next month?
Man, just being around these guys, man. This is definitely unfamiliar territory for me. Like, even when I was dealing with the injuries with the ACL stuff, I was still able to come over and be a part of everything. And not being able to walk through those doors in that building, man, is going to be extremely tough. But, we'll see how it goes.
What do you think out of Shaq that makes you feel like he's ready to step in?
Man, Shaq has proven time and time again that he's more than capable and more than ready to go. You look at the plays that he's been able to make this preseason, throughout camp, and really the whole time that he's been here, he's proven what he's capable of doing.
What do you think it'll be like as a viewer of the NFL, of the Panthers on television?
Well, I'm already a really huge fan of this league. When I'm not playing, I watch a lot of NFL ball, but it's going to be extremely tough sitting back watching my guys play. I know they're going to do a great job, but knowing that there's nothing that I can do to contribute for the first 5 weeks really is going to be extremely tough.
Just to go back to what you were saying about Shaq, he said that you've been such a huge influence to him and explaining things to him. What's the biggest thing that you feel like you've been able to share with him as of late?
We just try to offer as much knowledge as we can to each other. It's not all about, me and Luke having all the answers and, just going out and doing things our way. If there's things that we can learn and benefit from knowing that Shaq knows, then, we take that into consideration as well, and we go out and we just work well as a group. We're a totally unselfish bunch. It's not about one man when you think about us playing as a linebacker core. And, this has kind of always been the motto and the way we've gone about business since we've been here. And like I said, I know Shaq is going to come in and do a great job. Mayo is going to step up. JC is going to do a great job for us. All of those guys, man, I just have the most confidence in our linebacker room out of any group in this whole locker room. So I definitely know that they're going to be good.
Is there a chance that this time away gives you a greater, even than you have, appreciation for the game? You've said you want to come back, but now you're going to get a look at what it's like for 4 weeks without football.
Yeah, it's definitely going to give me a greater appreciation. But I can tell you right now, as I sit and I think about, me not being able to come over here, me not being able to play the games, it just makes me want to play even more. I can tell you that without a doubt. So if this and the feeling that I have right now is any indication of what it's going to be like when I can't play anymore, it's going to be a miserable life.
You're very Pep. Come back for forever?
I'm definitely not doing what Pep is doing, man. I don't think there are a lot of people that can do what that dude is able to do.
Coach said he knows that you're going to be in incredible shape, though, when you do come back.
Ain't no question about
What's
it.
the regimen?
Ain't no question about it. That's one thing I've always taken pride in being. It had to be Cam Hayden. I've always taken pride in making sure that, you know, I've always been on top of my conditioning and able to, you know, run around and play a whole game. So with all this extra time, I definitely know I'm going to get a lot stronger. I know I'm going to be faster than I was, so definitely looking forward to it. Ain't worried about Cam. You got a black eye right now.
You gonna get a chance to go down to Athens at all next month?
Absolutely, absolutely. Especially when Georgia goes and plays the Gamecocks. I'll be in Columbia.
You down there week 2 to get that hair.
You can't even say that with confidence, huh?
You gonna lose.
You gonna lose some more hair.
Definitely, I ain't got none, so you gonna lose.
Exactly.
You gonna lose.
Thomas, we were at the charitable organization thing that David Tepper was donating backpacks. I know the Defending Dreams Foundation was involved with that. How did you guys get involved?
You know, when you think about the stuff that we've been able to do in the community, when you have an owner that comes in that is directly tied to some of the same things that you try to do, it's definitely a welcoming sight, and knowing and understanding that he's coming in with the same mindset that we are giving back to the community. You know, we did another backpack giveaway in Gastonia a few days ago, and we have a couple of more coming up. But one of the most disappointing things, you know, for me in this whole suspension thing, another rule that the league has is that I really can't work with the team throughout that process. I was looking forward to really utilizing that time to be able to, you know, help out and get involved with doing that more with the team. But another NFL rule that is just in place, and, you know, you got to abide by it.